We're about 1 week away from Meta Connect and all the info we want about the Quest 3 and what the next generation of standalone VR has in store for us. And just to hype you all up even more, Zuck just posted this to his Instagram.
It's game time.
Get ready to rumble. Free for all. Fight.
What's up? Whoa, Mike, that's a cool outfit.
Let's get it.
Let's do this.
Boom, let's go.
As long as Mike Davis not killing me, dog. Oh, I don't. Oh, no.
Down.
Oh, man.
Nah, boy. Has anyone gotten this little Easter egg yet?
Yeah, it's at the barbecue, he said.
Alright, and I got the rib emote.
You get ribs, everyone gets ribs.
Mark got the aim now.
I think this combo is good.
You are now in the lead.
Oh, nice.
Hey, brother. Good job.
Alright, that's pretty good.
So that was Max Holloway and Mike Davis playing Super Rumble with Mark all on the Quest 3. There's not too much we can get out of this clip, especially with the compression, but it certainly feels like we're now 7 days away from Connect. A resident royal leaker, Luna, also found this pass-through footage from the Quest 3. Again, it's extremely compressed footage, but you can already tell it looks like really good quality and the warping is way more minimised versus the Quest Pro and obviously the Quest 2. One huge thing that stood out, the wearer looks to the left just out of the window and we get an idea of the dynamic range of the cameras. It looks like a bright sunny day outside and we can still see the blue sky in the window reflection. That's massive and something the Quest 2 absolutely wouldn't be able to do, it'd be a blown out mess. We also had a full reveal of a bunch of official Meta accessories for the Quest, with a lot of them being expected and rumoured, including the charging dock, but here we have actual renders and images of these accessories. One thing that does stand out, these accessories are pricey. The charging dock feels like a must buy, but that's a hefty price tag when you convert to dollars or pounds. When you're buying the 512GB option at potentially $649 or pounds, it's a big ask to add that on top. So most of you watching this might want to listen up if you'd rather go the third party option. It seems Meta has sent out the Quest to a bunch of third-party accessory makers, or they've somehow gotten their hands on it themselves, so the third-party ecosystem is going to be rich within a week or two of release. Firstly, we have VR Panda, Alex from CHN, I imagine China, on Twitter, who's an accessory maker who seems to have a headset and also seems to like taking pictures of the headset and accessory prototypes. So here's a bunch of images he's been leaking. So yeah, remember this is the arm difference between the Quest 3 on the left and the Quest 2 on the right, so Quest 2 accessories won't fit unfortunately on the Quest 3. Just something to keep in mind. Here's a prototype of a faceplate they seem to be trying out on the Quest 3. I don't believe they're going to go ahead with this because if you can see they're actually covering up the pinstripe around the faceplate, which they use as heat dissipation. They use it for thermal management, so this isn't going to work because it'll just block up those vents unfortunately. But it looks cool. So this is a pretty chunky headset, it has a very wide top strap and it also looks like you can flip up the front of the headset as well, just flipping up like a visor. It looks pretty cool. This is a side view of that same headset. There's a lot of padding on that top strap as well, which is great to see. And then also we can kind of see the inside of the facial interface there. I don't know if that's what the actual facial interface is going to look like, but you can see like a little button and a few dots as well. I don't know if it's potentially vent holes or maybe a connector of some kind, I'm not sure, but interesting to see. And this is a weird one, so that's the, it looks like we've got like a similar kind of faceplate on the front to make the Quest black. But it also has like a glow-in-the-dark silicon facial interface almost. It looks pretty interesting. I also want to make it clear that a bunch of accessory makers have gotten in touch with me, and I'm only a small YouTube channel, but even then I've had a good handful of accessory makers get in touch to send me Quest 3 items, including Quest 3 prescription lenses, Quest 3 head straps, and VR Cover has been in touch regarding Quest 3 accessories too, so I'm excited to see what they've got to bring to the table. This is way beyond what the Quest 2 started with, and also if anyone needs a visual representation of the IR dots on the Touch Plus controllers, Luna found an image of some controller accessories which clearly lay them out, so hopefully this helps anyone still confused with how they work. Luna also found a link on the official Meta website which details how Quest headsets see a play space, including Quest 3. Not sure if this went up earlier than they would have liked, but it explains how each scan option works when looking at spatial data. There are 3 defined types of spatial data. Scene data, which is used to create a simplified model of a room, and I think basically what we have now, where we can draw out floors, walls and objects in the room. Mesh data, which looks to be a room scan with the pass-through cameras on the Quest 3. It allows the headset to understand the shape and structure of objects in a physical space. Without mesh data, virtual objects are not able to realistically realistically interact with physical environments. And finally, depth data, which allows the headset to understand the distance between objects in a physical space. Without depth data, virtual objects cannot be rendered in the environment in a way that feels three-dimensional, which feels like this concerns occlusion of objects, how the creature we saw earlier is able to disappear behind a sofa, for example. This table at the bottom is very telling with how much extra the Quest 3 can do, and unfortunately that lack of ability from the Quest Pro, which we did see being given away to all attendees at the Roblox convention recently. If they're not selling, you may as well get them in people's hands who could help develop your worlds for users. Great idea. We also had the rumour from Canadian Amazon of a 10th of October release for the Quest 3. Well, I think it's pretty concrete, with a Korean tech outlet now confirming the same date from Meta. They are the main outlet for Meta product distribution in Korea and have previously taken on the Oculus Go and Quest devices except the Pro. So this seems to me to be an absolute confirmation of the date of release. Very exciting stuff. Hey, does anyone want to know the actual weight of the Quest 3? It's rumoured to be 509 grams, right? Well, VR Panda weighed just the headset itself without a strap at 392.4 grams. Just the Quest 2 headset itself weighs 408 grams by comparison. So the new headset is actually lighter, but it seems the cloth strap is heavier. But remember, Quest 3 is 40% thinner, so it'll feel even lighter on your head because of neck torque, and while minimal, the heavier cloth strap should aid more in balance. Oculus founder Palmer Luckey recently talked about weighing headsets, and I completely agree with him. We should stop measuring in grams and measure in neck torque. We know some headsets feel better regardless of weight if their balance is better. It seems the Quest 3 is going to be way better balanced, and it's mad they've managed to shave off weight at all with the additional cameras and depth sensor added in. Now MetaConnect is right around the corner, and a guy on Threads called Sasha, who seems to be involved with virtual fashion, has been filming segments for the show around New York. It seems they flew him out and shot segments covering fashion in the metaverse, which is interesting. He also mentioned a couple of very interesting things regarding the show. He seems to know about some sort of huge avatar overhaul in the way it connects, which we have seen some foundational changes recently in anticipation of this, with the addition of legs and a bunch of other Horizon improvements like better worlds and onboarding. Also this. Under NDA, but whoa, we VR and AR nerds are going to be fed well for the year. Read into that what you will. So we're less than 2 weeks away from Connect and from pre-orders for the Quest 3, of course. I'm beyond excited, I'm sure you could tell, especially with the upcoming content being pushed harder than ever. Ghostbusters looks fire, Asgard's Wrath 2 developer videos being pushed on socials a lot look incredible, the new multiplayer game from Fast Travel Mannequin, and my most anticipated game has just opened pre-orders too, Dungeons of Eternity. This is the D&D fantasy action game we've all been waiting for. The pre-order trailer looks incredible, and it was a straight buy for me. I'd definitely recommend checking it out if you're into all things dungeons, swords, archery and magic, and I'll be putting out a video on release of how it runs on the Quest 3. As usual, make sure to subscribe for more content if you haven't already. Thanks so much for watching. I have a bunch of Quest 3 related content coming up, and I'll be getting the headset on release day to share my first impressions and full review. I hope to see you there, and as usual, I'll see you on the other side.
Click through to the